Action, stealth, and camaraderie. The real-time tactical strategy genre has a few approaches. RTT games can lean more into the war game type of gameplay, like with Warno, Broken Arrow, and Men of War, which I focused on in other videos. Meanwhile, today, we're taking a closer look at the squads who get things done. These are also all fully released games that completed their missions in the last half a year, so they're pretty new. A few individuals can make a big difference, but would you want to sign up for any of these teams? Let's find out. Our first objective brings us to Grit and Valor 1949. This is a diesel punk real-time tactics game with some roguelite elements set in an alternate history of World War II. Diesel punk and World War II tend to go hand in hand in the science fantasy kind of approach to video games and settings and themes because it just sort of kinda makes sense if we had mechs while still running on diesel power. Anyway, this one puts you in command of an elite mech squadron. You gotta think fast and battle the evil Axis forces to liberate Europe, and you get to upgrade your mechs and pilots and develop new strategies, all to neutralize the enemy HQ. This one did release early in 2025 to mostly positive user reviews, almost 80% positive on Steam at the time of recording, and it seems like a nice little one to get into. Now, it doesn't have the most mainstream appeal or success right now, but if you do like mechs and the World War II aesthetic, and of course real-time tactics gameplay, then this is going to be pretty fun for you. Now, the roguelite elements might throw off some of you. If you don't like that, you might not like the regrouping, rebuilding, and redeploying concept they're going for. But if you do enjoy the losing, getting stronger, and coming back in and picking yourself back up, all in line with the themes of this particular war, then this one does make a lot of sense. So I do think this one is worth a look at least, but we've got more tactics games on the way. And now for today's sponsor, Commandos Origins. Click the link below to check it out. This is a throwback to one of the earliest squad-based tactical strategy game series, with the original Commandos game releasing in 1998, but it's also a kind of prequel/sequel and going back to the beginning in World War II. This is a real-time squad-based tactics game in which you'll be stealthing through complex environments using cover, terrain, careful planning, precise timing, and utilizing your surroundings as best as you can imagine. Or you could try blasting your way through, but that probably won't work out too well unless you know exactly what you're doing. As you progress the story, you meet new characters who join your squad with their own unique talents. Maps are varied, and there are secrets to find. Optional objectives gives you plenty to do, and there are even vehicle missions which have you driving through them. Oh, if you find things a bit too fast-paced, there is a command mode that acts as a real-time with pause system that allows you to take a breath and lay out your next moves for your whole squad. Options are a big selling point here as well. Not just with catering to your individual playstyle, but also just the settings menus have a ton of gameplay, UI, and accessibility options, which is a nice touch. When this released, it went up into the mostly positive review range on Steam. Steam scores aren't everything though, so have a closer look yourself, as Commandos Origins is out now on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and it's also on Game Pass since day one. PS4 and Xbox One releases will be later this year. Thank you for your support by watching, and thanks to Calypso Media for sponsoring. Next up, we've got a hit, Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. This is a sequel to Door Kickers, which is over a decade old at this point, and the original game got very positive user reviews on Steam, at right now 94% positive, and the sequel released early 2025 to overwhelmingly positive user reviews, 95% positive, and in this one you are commanding military special ops teams in tactical combat against terrorist networks. This one is fast-paced action. It's a top-down kind of isometric view of the layout, but it has you trying to time your squad members to bust through doors and throw grenades and blow things up and neutralize enemies and all of this good tactical stuff that somehow mixes careful planning and curated methodology with hard-hitting, fast-paced run and gunning all at the same time. So this one hit the ground running, and people are loving it so far. And it is a top-down, real-time tactics, but pause at will to allow you to plan and stuff that I think has a lot of appeal to a lot of you. There are campaigns, co-op multiplayer, there's a map editor, and Steam Workshop mod support. It's on the Steam Deck as well, so this pretty much has been a step up from the original game in not just the gameplay, but also everything else. And with the Steam Workshop support and custom map designs and even random maps, there's basically, theoretically, infinite content in Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. If you do like the theme, then you will probably be into this one, so have a look. Going back to World War II, 63 Days. This one has a vague title, but it's a coming-of-age story of a first generation born into a free world that descends into World War II. You are playing a character that's trying to enact their revenge and seek independence during the war, or you're gonna die trying. And, of course, the odds are against you. You gotta utilize tactics, stealth, and teamwork, but it may still not be enough. Have to see how you do. This one did release to mostly positive user reviews, but if you're not too sure, at the time of recording there is also a free demo for 63 days which you can just check out. And this one does seem interesting because it's got the real-time tactics gameplay, but also aesthetically, visually, it does seem very entrenched in a more classical approach to the World War II aesthetic. It's a bit hard to explain that precisely, but I mean, this one just looks like World War II. Just the visuals, the graphics, the style, it really does vibe that way. And you are leveraging your environment, rallying allies, and you can do the stealth gameplay, but it does also allow you to do a more action, run and gun, full frontal assault kind of gameplay style as well, which is a nice option. But the most efficient way is probably to be stealthy and to outsmart your enemies. Anyway, 63 Days looks great. It released to mostly positive user reviews on Steam after a couple hundred user reviews at about 76% at the moment. So I think this one does have a bit of an interesting twist to it that you may find as an alternative that you want to play. Hey, now that you're a bit into the list, I'm sure you're enjoying it, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you can like the video. Get any game on GOG using the link below to support. Also, be sure to check out the Patreon for more videos. Thank you! Alright, next game. For a more indie approach to the real-time tactics genre, welcome back, Commander. That's the title of the game, Welcome Back, Commander. You are controlling a strike team that is diving deep into a contaminated city called Sunstone. There's been a deadly plague and things are getting a little weird because this is not quite what it's supposed to be. This game has roguelite elements, you're managing resources, there's an event system where you go from night camp to morning event to strategic choices and tactical developments. It's squad-based real-time tactics with an active pause mode, which I think most real-time tactics games benefits from a real-time with pause mode. It just makes it a lot more accessible, and also it allows you to utilize the tactics part, and it's not just an action shooter game. There's unit customization, you're leveling up skills, there's equipment upgrades, and it turns out that the plague has turned the city into an army of infected zombies. And you gotta find out why this has happened. This one did release early 2025 to very positive user reviews on Steam, and also bonus point, there is a free demo for this one as well. So if you're not too sure, as it's more of an indie game, you're not too sure if Welcome Back Commander is gonna give you what you want, then try the free demo and then you'll know for sure whether this is one you want to jump into. Oh, as we're approaching the end of the list now, I hope you consider subscribing and checking out the whole playlist of these kinds of videos, linked below. Thank you. And for a very curious one, Sumerian 6. Here, it's kind of set in World War II, but with Lovecraftian horror? You are leading an unlikely team of Commandos scientists behind enemy lines to fight Nazis, and you're uncovering arcane mysteries, you're wielding experimental technology, and you're utilizing your tactics and stealth in this fantastical, yet horrific at times, adventure. Being a more fantasy horror kind of game, there are demon Nazis, there's super science, and you're of course traveling the world, inspired by real places, locations, and events that are kind of not quite what actually happened, as it's an alternative history. As you delve deeper into the plot, you'll be encountering occult scientific weapons, ancient Sumerian artifacts, machinations you could barely comprehend, and a grim future could await you if the enemy is victorious with all of these dark things in this dark timeline. So if you like real-time tactical stealth adventures, Sumerian 6 has one of the most interesting themes and settings for it, and it did release towards the end of 2024 to very positive user reviews, but practically overwhelmingly positive. It's between 94 to 96% positive on Steam, and at the time of recording, there is a free demo as well. So Sumerian 6 has a lot of things going for it, and if you haven't heard of it, which I think a lot of people haven't heard of Sumerian 6, I do implore you to have a look at it. And if you're into this genre and you haven't heard of Sumerian 6, this might be the one for you. There you have it, that was a bunch of games, but which one is your favorite, and do you think any others deserve a mention? If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more strategy gaming content. Check out more list videos like this one, because the game you're thinking of might already be in another one, linked on screen, and I'll see you in the next video.